Thank you for joining us on the Weather Center Live. I'm Kait Parker.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider. I hope everyone is having a very happy and safe Memorial Day. For many people, though, it's another day to be on high alert for floods and severe storms.
In fact, we have a tornado because that's ongoing. It's not just this active threat of severe weather and tornadoes today, but it's also the threat of flooding, which we have seen just a tremendous amount of over the last several days. 27 million under a flash flood watch right now, but we have 14 million under flood warnings and 41 million of you on this Memorial Day at risk for flooding. That is a tremendous number, and it's not surprising that it's happening in these very same areas that have just seen a deluge of water since May started, since May 1st. Take a look at where we have those flash flood watches in place. I mean, it feels kind of repetitive. I know it seems like day after day after day here across the state of Texas, you've been under this flash flood watch, but we see how quickly things can change. That goes all the way up I-35 across Oklahoma City, across into Arkansas, even portions of West Tennessee, North Mississippi. You're under that flash flood watch, and of course, Western Louisiana there. You're in that flash flood watch. Here's why. This setup just is not stopping. Take a look at this. Whew. All that moisture just being pulled north, and they're going to see it squeegeed out of the atmosphere once again. So from flooding to tornadoes, cities and towns are left feeling the impacts. Chris Warren has the lead.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live.
Yeah, we're tracking some pretty strong storms right now, Bonnie.
Right.
And one of those is one that has some damage associated with it that we're starting to hear come out of Mississippi, and it's about to cross over the Alabama state line. We want to get right to Jim Cantori. Cantori, thank you so much for sticking around a little bit longer with us and keeping these folks safe.
That's what we do.
Stop with this rain in Texas. It just keeps coming down in droves, and take a look at this right now. I mean, we do have these this severe thunderstorm warning. This was a tornado warning storm. I want to give you a quick update on that. That is crossing over into Alabama, so bear that in mind. You might see some damage with this, but look at Texas this morning along I-20 here from Big Spring. Now Midland and Odessa, you're a little bit out of the severe threat right now, but you now have that leftover flood threat, which you've been dealing with and contending with for days and days and days on end. Across I-20 here, look at the severe thunderstorm warnings for Fisher and Nolan counties. This includes Roscoe, Rotan, and Sweetwater. Those cities all under that severe thunderstorm warning. Then you go a little farther south, and Sterling City, you're under that severe thunderstorm warning until 10 a.m. local time. And then even farther south from there down into San Angelo, you've got that risk. Look at the timing of this. Abilene, you're going to be up next. Coming up here in just a few minutes, you'll be right in this severe thunderstorm. So that's going to be rolling right along I-20 here. I just, for a second, think about this lightning, how tremendous it is. Look at the lightning on here. I mean, there is no way that you're missing out on this. In fact, if you're hearing this right now and you're hearing it roar outside and you're turning on the Weather Channel, it's time to go inside. Take cover if you see it off in the distance. I know you can see really far out here, but definitely take cover right now because these are some strong gusty winds, hail, and also a tremendous amount of dangerous lightning. Let's talk about what's going forward because that's what's happening right now, but we've got to get you through the rest of the day. And the day is shaping up to be a little bit of a nasty one. We've got the severe thunderstorm risk across Texas and Oklahoma, stretching into portions of Louisiana and Arkansas here. That's not the only place that we're going to see severe weather or thunderstorms. That stretches all the way over into Florida. But the severe threat has really gone up across South Texas. I mean, we've seen actually even in North Texas that Torcon go up to 5, which you just don't need another day of it. 3 for Southwest Iowa and Nebraska as well, Bonnie. So it's not just Texas under the gun today. We've got the Midwest as well.
Absolutely, Kate, a widespread area. But in Houston, Texas, they're running 3 inches above average in rainfall so far this month alone. And believe it or not, there's actually more on the way. Dave Malkoff has been in Willis, Texas all morning north of Houston. They're in the crosshairs for another 1 to 2 inches today. Incredible images of all that flooding. Yeah, I mean, well, thank you so much for staying with us for Weather Center Live. I'm Bonnie Schneider.
And I'm Kait Parker. It's heart-wrenching to see this. And I do want to say, you know, this is something that we don't talk about very often, but you saw some videos of kids walking through the water.
Right.
You don't know what's in that, and it can be really unsafe. So if you can, maybe prevent your children. I know it looks like fun, but you
don't know how deep it is either.
You could have snakes, you could have broken glass, you could have a down power line.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous to go out in that water.
Storms and severe thunderstorms that are popping up through central Texas, and of course the flood threat as well. But let's zoom in on these storms to show you where they are. Right along I-20, if you're driving unfortunately to Abilene, you're about to get hit hard with some really heavy downpours and frequent lightning. This severe thunderstorm warning for Fisher and Nolan counties goes until 10 a.m. local time. So we're starting off a busy Memorial Day, people trying to get to maybe a barbecue or something outdoors, and unfortunately the weather is really not cooperating. Another severe thunderstorm warning also including Sterling City. This This isn't until 10 a.m. as well, just to the south of the first one I showed you. So as we time it out and work it out minute by minute, you can see some of the cities that it's likely to impact as we go through the next 30 minutes or so. Keep in mind that these thunderstorms also will not only produce the heavy downpours, we're likely to see hail, frequent lightning strikes, and unfortunately very damaging winds. There's the lightning, just as I was suspecting. You can see frequent damaging lightning working its way across the storm. Now we're going to head over to Mississippi. We were tracking a tornado warning there. There's some very heavy rain in the Tupelo area along I-22, working its way towards Alabama and right across the border into Tennessee, so more towards Jackson, a little bit further to the east of Memphis. And you can see the heavy rain working its way through Tupelo. So much of the mid-south and the central and southern plains getting hit hard with very strong storms. Lightning not as bad with this one, but still heavy downpours. It's tough, Kate, because it's a busy travel day for many.
A very busy travel day, and some of those roads you may encounter could be washed out or have water on them. Take a look at today. In fact, just today, we have 27 million under the risk of flash flooding. That flash flood watch, 14 million under flood warnings, and in total, that means 41 million of you at risk. So we've got river flooding, we've got lake flooding, we've got flash flooding, and that flash flooding comes on a lot quicker than some people expect. I was in Texas earlier this week. You know, I spoke to some of the first responders with Texas Task Force 1 and the Army National Guard. They go down, they have to pick you up off your roof. They're putting their lives at risk, and we even lost a firefighter in Oklahoma over the weekend, putting their life at risk. So please pay attention to this. I know it seems like, hey, it's day in, day out of these flash flood warnings across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, on into Louisiana, but it's not just you that you're putting at risk, it's your family members and it's those that have to come after you. This moisture being pulled north and just squeegeed right out by that jet stream. So it's basically, you know, you're just squeezing it out of the atmosphere and it's coming down in droves. This low, once again, the same pattern that we've seen for so long set up again. Gonna track across the southern U.S., dump more rain. And this is since May 1st. Just since May 1st, we've seen 2 feet of rain in spots across Oklahoma and 1.5 feet across a lot of North Texas, Bonnie.
Absolutely. Well, Texas staring down a double threat: severe storms and heavy flooding. Houston already 3 inches of rain above average for the month today. More storms moving in. Dave Malkoff has been in Willis, Texas, north of Houston all morning, where more rain could be a big problem.
Before the break, we asked you if you would know what to do in a flash flood. Here's the answer in this edition of So You Think You'd Survive.